all the game. As I walked to place the ball on the spot, my confidence soared. I was the number 1 penalty taker. Surely, God was with me and my country.
Down for this program, right? We'll go and have the book signing event, especially because it's we want that because it's very orderly. It's a small space, so go and pound that there. That would be very.
Donc cette partie que je vais lire maintenant, ce serait très très important en fait pour tout le monde parce que ça va en quelque sorte résonner dans la tête de tout le monde.
I'm sorry, I would ask not to interpret the reading.
Don't worry about it.
So we just go into it.
Sure.
In medias res, the agony of the missed penalty. I picked up the ball amidst the heckling that was going on. The screams were loud but inaudible. Beads of perspiration trickled down and I wiped my face with the back of my hand. I felt my heart racing with adrenaline, but I stayed calm. That is what you do in situations like these. I tried not to think of the eruptions of joy that would happen after the ball hits the back of the net. This is it, I told myself. exactly where the ball was going. I felt my heart beating so loud in my chest, but I knew this was it. I had netted 20 penalty kicks a day during training. I had scored a penalty before the game. As I walked to place the ball on the spot, my confidence soared. I was the number 1 penalty taker. Surely, God was with me and my country. I stepped back in my usual fashion and looked up at the Uruguayan goalkeeper. I knew he was definitely going the wrong way. 1, 2, 3, and I swung my right foot hard. I hit the ball just right and saw the keeper dive towards his left. The ball was moving towards the center of the post. I knew the goalkeeper was beaten. In my mind, I saw 20 million Ghanaians jump for joy in their homes. I saw 1 billion Africans scream in happiness. This was the moment that would take Africa to the semi-finals of the World Cup for the first time. The flight of the ball suddenly seemed too high. I was confident of the ball still entering the net. And in a sharp instant, the ball hit the crossbar and into the air. The net did not shake. My heart missed a beat, or 2, or 3. This penalty miss will continue to be a strong dent in my career as far as every football-loving Ghanaian is concerned. I clearly remember the training session we had the day before that game. I was in top form and scored a lot of goals. Had I given my all during training to suffer during the actual match? I believe at that time there was only one better penalty taker than me, Lionel Messi, and after me came Iniesta, based on the statistic of the tournament. Everything around that year blossomed. My family, my music, my football. I knew nothing was going wrong. And then I missed that crucial penalty kick. Naturally, my kicks are low and hard. This one went too high and hit the crossbar. As soon as the ball flew into the air, my first thought was of Ghana and the reactions going on. I was shaken, confused, and lost. For a moment, I thought that was the end of my career. Immediately after the kick, the referee blew his whistle for the end of the game. Stephen Appiah was quick to come to my aid. He shook me and offered some strong words of encouragement and motivation. He said, "We know you're the best. Don't let anything disturb you." This was incredibly worthwhile as it gave me a bit of confidence to continue. I remember seeing images after the game which sought to suggest Appiah had come to warn me and show his displeasure since he hadn't wanted me to take the kick. That was a grave misrepresentation of what actually happened in that moment. Appiah and everyone on the pitch knew I was Ghana's #1 penalty taker, and this was no news. It was an unfortunate mess, and I appreciate the pain that is associated with those memories for everyone, including myself. When it was time for the shootout, we were asked who was going to take the first kick for Ghana. I answered in the affirmative, much to the surprise of everyone around. I would take the first penalty kick to prove to myself and everyone else that I could still do it. I stepped up and did justice to that first shot of the shootout. When the decision to take the first penalty came into mind, I immediately knew that was the only way I could save myself and my career. I knew if I did not have the courage and confidence to take that kick, it would have sent strong signals to everyone around me that I should not have taken the earlier penalty in the first place. I needed to prove to myself and to everyone that I remained the #1 penalty taker regardless. Thankfully, my confidence didn't give up on me, and I scored an excellent penalty. Though we lost at the end of the day, it had a huge impact on my playing career. What many people didn't realize was the fact that the World Cup was the biggest football stage and everyone was watching. Sunderland FC's coach was one of such men who was keenly following the turn of events. He actually signed me on after the tournament. When I finally got to meet him, he asked me if I knew why he signed me. I answered in the negative, and he told me he signed because I had the confidence to step up and take that second penalty after missing the first one. He added that the mere fact that I decided to step up and take that shot proved that I am a man who understood the urgency of taking the bull by the horns, even after that same bull had knocked you down. Until date, I understand how much pain remains in the hearts of Ghanaians and Africans alike. And if anyone would understand that pain best, I am the first person anyone can think of. I stood behind the ball that day. I swung my foot and I hit the ball. I missed that penalty and I carry the guilt and pain of that mess. The trauma still remains as clear as daylight. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and remember events from that day and my heart loses its joy. I feel I let down myself in the country and it is a daily struggle to keep it out of my mind. At least, in all the chaos, someone noticed a remarkable trait in me. Anytime I reflect on that second penalty, I get more convinced that my career would have ended if I had missed that one too. The first miss still haunts me. Whenever I am alone in thought, I reflect on it, and the waves of emotions that sweep over me sometimes become extremely overwhelming. I wish God would take me back to that spot a second time so I could change time. But those are just wishes. Wishes that will never come to pass. Thank you.
All right, my brother. So you're going to give me just a minute so that I can eventually have a summary of what happens at you. Donc, en quelque sorte, il était là. One of the things that I admire so much about Baby Jet is the mental fortitude. So the first question I want to ask is, how do you do it? Donc, en quelque sorte, il dit, il y a une chose qui aime énormément sur le monsieur. C'est le mental qu'il a en fait. Comment est-ce qu'il arrive à s'en sortir?
Before I speak, I think this is my first time of seeing something since I've gotten here. So I'll say good evening to everybody. I have my school, of course, around. Akraka. That's right. And we have our audience who came to support the event. We have our dignitaries, French guys. We really appreciate you coming to support the event. Yeah, back to your question. And I didn't even read the journalists around, so I agree to your all protocols there. So, for me, I think this mental toughness, I don't know where it came from, but I think I got it from my mom. Because my mom was a sportswoman. She played for the national team, the netball team at that time. So, me being that competitive and strong mentally, I think I got it from my mom. And it comes naturally, and sometimes you can also train for it. And that is why we are here. Because people look up to me, people saw me growing up. And the question you asked, how did you do it? So we are here to see see how I did it. For me, when you're confident in yourself and you know what you can do, you don't have to listen to what goes on behind or what goes on around. You have to just stay focused on what you do, because you know in your spirit, you know in your heart that you know how to do it. So nobody can distract you. As soon as you take your mind there to those who distract you, then you'll be like them. Because whatever you do in this world, people will definitely talk. Even if you do 100%, one person will come and say you didn't do it. And this one person, that negative, conquers all the positive thoughts. You understand? For example, we are here, something nice here, and then somebody comes to put a dirty paint here. You see that one, that crazy attention. That is where you have to be mentally strong. You have to focus on the positive side. You know, at the moment you focus on the negative side, it ruins everything. So I think it's not about that mental toughness, it's about the confidence. You know, I'm very, very confident. Then sometimes people take confidence as arrogance. You understand? It's part of the world, you know. So that is what took me where I am, because in life you have to always take risk. That is where you get all the big players. They take risk. If it doesn't go well, people bash them. If it goes well, they celebrate you. For example, my time in Ghana, when Ghana wins, I'm the best player in Ghana, in the world. When we lose, I'm the worst. So I always try to make people happy, you know, by doing the positive side. Because I put myself into that position, and it comes with a territory. Growing up, mine was to score goals. I scored goals from my infancy, where A level to the national team. And lo and behold, I'm the all top scorer ever in the history of Ghana. It doesn't carry the fruit, it's no fruit. When you do things consistently, it means it's not a fluke. It's something that I was born to do. So everywhere I play, I always deliver. Skill-wise is there. And I think goal scoring is also an act. It's an act. After training, I just take like 20 minutes of my time just to practicing and goal scoring. So when I get to the bigger stage and the ball comes, I know I've already practiced it, so I know what to do. And sometimes when I miss a chance, people outside don't understand, but I know why I missed it. That is why it's an act. So you can train for it. So me being strong mentally, naturally I took it from my mom, and I worked on it. And I trained my mind, and this is me now.
Comment il faisait pour s'en sortir avec le mental. Donc, en quelque sorte, on a résumé en disant qu'il a eu ça de sa mère. Tout ce qu'il est aujourd'hui, c'est grâce à sa mère. Et à part ça, il y a des choses que moi, en quelque sorte, s'entraîner. Le mental, il faut travailler le mental. Il a dit également que quelle qu'en soit la situation dans cette vie, quand vous faites des choses, il y aura toujours, même quand vous donnez, vous faites des millions aux gens, il y aura toujours des gens qui vont parler mal de vous. Donc, en quelque sorte, il ne faut jamais avoir peur de prendre le mental d'asile et essayer d'affronter les choses de la vie. Et il a également dit quelque chose en disant qu'il faut clairement avoir pas l'apparence, mais la confiance.
One thing I want to add to it is just ask yourself, sometimes there's something you want to say, like positively, like, hey, I feel this is So it comes with the territory. That's what I'm saying. I'm very confident in anything I say. In life, you take risk. Sometimes people might feel, oh, if I say it and it doesn't happen, they will laugh at me. Okay? That is what I'm saying. In life, you take risk. Sometimes you feel like when you say something and it doesn't happen, hey, you go for your best living. Okay, you say it today, it doesn't happen, they'll laugh at you. Tomorrow, when you say it and it happens, you are the hero. Everybody praises you. That is what I was talking. I was saying in the beginning that everything is all about the mindset, confidence. You have to be very, very confident in everything you do.
Donc, en quelque sorte, il parle ici de lui, sa personnalité, c'est de telle sorte qu'il parle de la touche de risque. Quand c'est bien, je le dis. Et quand ça va en beau, il n'y a pas de problème. Il va en quelque sorte assumer les conséquences, il n'y a pas de problème. Donc, il dit toujours qu'il a la confiance. Il a toujours cette confiance d'essayer de toujours progresser dans la vie. Donc, en quelque sorte, c'est ce qu'il a dit.
So you see, this is just a practical example of what he's talking about. You know what he just said was my next question, because you see, and our beautiful lady Kekeli will tell you that if Asa says something, Kekeli will say, okay. So the thing is that when he says something, you better take it serious, because we've worked a while. And you realize that he will say it little, but the thing will happen. And I like how he's explaining it, that it comes from that mental fortitude and the confidence. But I think it goes a bit beyond. It's sometimes divine. Yeah, so you see, because this is a very critical aspect of our lives. It is important on the field and off the field. He's been on the field for a while, but he's still doing very well. And it's the same trait that is taking him there. So there are a lot of youth here. Sometimes we get a bit confused as to the direction to take. And yours started very early. By the age of 9, 10, 11, he was already everywhere. How did you handle these processes, these exposures, these things that were coming to you? How did you just manage to handle this? Because for me, I've gone through the book over and over and over. But every time I go through it, I ask myself this same question.
Yeah, that is why we're here. The book Legendary is all about life. It's all about motivating people. Whatever you go through in life, I think everything is possible. Everybody can do it. It's all about the mindset. You know, sometimes, somebody can decide to keep quiet and deliver. Me, sometimes I do keep quiet, but most of the time, I like to challenge myself. So just imagine we are here and I say I'm going to be an engineer. I just tell you what I'm going to be an engineer. I've thrown the challenge. So it's left with me to work. So anything I do to prove people what I said come to pass, I have to do it. And this is what some of I won't go there. I won't go there. So when you do something, just put that mindset that you want to achieve it. And this is what has been keeping me going. And in life, we always say when everybody loves you, I think it's not good. You end up making mistakes because you feel like everybody loves you, so you can do whatever you want to do. Critics is very important. There are people there to criticize you. And in life, I always tell people, the only time you rest is when you DIE. Life is a journey. So every blessed day, you keep fighting. Every day, you keep fighting. There is no rest in life. So far as you can breathe, so far as you can do everything, you have to put that in mind, that life is a challenge. The only time you rest, that's why they always say rest in peace. So, visitors. So the only time you rest in life is when your body is laying and people are just going around and crying. That's when you are resting. You don't hear what is going on. But so far as you are alive, every day is a challenge. And nobody is perfect. I can be perfect on something. Somebody will really do it better. So I have to just do it better than the person. So it's always a challenge. So in this life, there is no rest. Anybody who says it's a rest, the person, even the richest man in the world, he's still working. They're always working. We know we saw Bill Gates, he was there, but he's always working. He can decide to stop and do anything, but life is a challenge. You have to work. So that is me. I don't rest. As is, the president said, the host, he said, when people are sleeping, I'm working. And that's what motivates me. I always work in the night. In the night. Anytime. And that motivates me a lot. When I work in the night, I just see people sleeping. And that's what motivates me. I'll say, oh, they are sleeping and I'm working. You understand? Whilst you are sleeping, I'm working. So I know I'm ahead of you. That is it.
Wow. So it simply means that success is not by chance. You have to work at it. Even if you fall in success, to sustain it, you must work. So put your hands together once again.
And also, just watch all those rich men, success people, like those who are very successful in life. Just check their age. 70, 80. They started at the age of 20 to just go and their children will come and benefit. By the time they will become very rich, they are in their 80s. They can't do anything again. So life is just working hard. Just work hard.
Alright, donc en résumé, il essaie tout simplement de dire que la vie là, il n'y a pas trop. On ne ressent presque quand on est couché et on meurt. Donc en quelque sorte, il a quelque chose en tête, que quelle qu'en soit la situation, quand il est en compétition, il ne se repose pas. Et dans la plupart des situations, il travaille la nuit. Comme le monsieur qui est assis ici, c'est-à-dire le président. Vous savez, il a mentionné que quand les gens sont en train de dormir, lui, il était en train de travailler. Donc voici aujourd'hui ce qui lui a rendu plus fort. Et on se dit toujours qu'il n'a jamais peur. Il est toujours confiant dans tout ce qu'il fait. Quelle qu'en soit la situation, il n'a pas peur de prendre des risques. Il essaie toujours d'atteindre le haut niveau. Donc, en quelque sorte, c'est he's actually asking for a question.
Yes, so we are going to go right into some few questions.
Yes, sir.
How many do you want to take? Okay, so we'll just take some few. So if you have a question, we just want you to lift up your hands. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and maybe 4.
You know, questions.
All right, so we'll take the first question.
Je suis Sansikaba Diakité, éditeur en Guinée. En 2017, j'ai fait le Conakry, capitale mondiale du livre. J'ai accompagné Accra à distance à devenir capitale mondiale. J'apprécie énormément votre audace. Et nous, on a un rêve aujourd'hui, c'est de sauver l'Afrique. L'Afrique est malade. La seule chose qui peut sauver l'Afrique, c'est le livre. Et c'est ce que nous avons fait.
Alright, so he is actually, first of all, he has come all in Conakry. He's the director of the World Book in Conakry. Conakry is the capital city of Guinea. So all the way he says that he is very much proud, and Africa is into trouble. Africa is into issues and problems, and the only thing that eventually help Africa is writing books so that the younger generation can eventually take over, because that is what education is all about. So he's actually saying that he's very much proud, and of course, we can only change Africa by doing books.
Si vous acceptez avec vous, on va faire des choses exceptionnelles sur le continent. Dans 10 ans, notre souhait, c'est que Conakry devienne capitale africaine du livre. Parce que Ouagadougou l'est pour le cinéma, Bamako pour la photo, Dakar pour l'art contemporain, Abidjan pour le rire et pour les arts du spectacle. Nous, on veut le livre et on veut construire avec quelqu'un d'audacieux comme vous.
This is actually an impressive suggestion that I really appreciate. He's actually saying that as we are trying to somehow be the leader of the world book, we are trying to somehow have somebody very audacious to work with. So he came all the way from Guinea Conakry, especially to let you know that he really wants to work with you and invite you so that you could eventually change the continent together. And for that to be done, we need an audacious person. Thank you.
En avril prochain, si vous acceptez avec votre éditeur, on traduit le livre en français dans les grandes langues africaines et vous serez notre invité à Conakry.
So he is actually saying that if you ever accept working with him, he would like to gladly invite you in next April to be the special guest in the World Book Launch of Capital.
Bravo! On va traduire en français mais dans les principales langues africaines.
And we will also try to translate and interpret your book in French and the main spoken languages in Africa.
Bravo!
Congratulations.
Bonsoir. Je suis Niaïssa Ibrahima. Je suis ministre conseiller à l'ambassade de Guinée à Accra. Je suis nouvellement arrivé. Et c'est une opportunité pour moi de remercier au nom du personnel de l'ambassade les organisateurs de cette cérémonie.
So he has actually greeted obviously, and he is actually a minister, an official minister of Guinea Conakry, actually working at the embassy right now. So he actually said that he cannot actually stay home without actually being with, of course, the director. So he has actually come to somehow attend this event so far. So please, let's try to clap for him, please. Because that's the minister actually working, resting, and everything. So
J'ai passé 7 ans à Washington,
it's meant to
conseiller
be
en
from
charge
the USA.
des questions culturelles.
Working in the
Aujourd'hui, je suis à Accra, je m'occupe des questions politiques et culturelles. C'est un grand plaisir pour moi de voir Monsieur Asamoah Gyan qui du football passe à la culture.
So it's a great pleasure for him to actually see you moving from football to culture. That's great, no, eh?
Okay, my name is Calvin Kuman and I'm from your school. Since you are done with your football, which year? 2023.
The first year, second year,
Third year.
third year. So you're the one who lived there.
Since you are done with your footballing career, I wanted to ask, when will you release your next song?
Music is a hobby. You know, music is something that you can do till infinity. The rest, you can be 90 years and still sing. But our game is just temporal. But music, you can go a long way. People can even sit on a wheelchair and then sing. You know, so music, we can do music at any time. You know, but I'm just focusing on other things, and I can just wake up and do music. You know, so music it's also part of my life. It's also part of everybody's life, of course. When you go to parties and you don't play music, it's boring. So it's something that I will reconsider doing, because, of course, I've had a couple of hit songs. So I think you asked a valid question, so I just need to reactivate the music.
Freestyle. It will come later. Alright, so what we are going to do is that I think the time is gone. So we are going to go into the book signing, but I will encourage everybody to get a copy of the book. So Asamoah Gyan is going to give you some very good discounts, so everybody can buy a book and then you will sign. But
my problem I have with Africans, all of us, we don't like reading. We don't like reading at all. Even I'm sure you get a book, you go and put it down. But what the book contains is something that will help your life. Because you guys saw me growing up. I'm sure you are about 17, 16, 17. Yeah? When we went to South Africa, how many years now? 13 years now. So it's calculated by age. So it's good. We've brought this book for you to witness what I've been going through when I was like you. I'm sure you guys, I'm even speaking to my school. I am sure you guys came to the school to hear about my story. Right? When I was like you, I completed and I was playing for the senior national team. Just imagine, you say you are in year 3, right? You complete school and the following year you're going to see you playing for the senior national team. So you have to just get a book, make sure you read it. And one thing that makes me happy is because when we launched the book, right, a judge, a Supreme Court judge, I was playing tennis and she called me and it was like, I'm not trying to flatter you, but your book is in the top 3 books I've read in my life. Here we spoke about the penalty mess and how you have to get up and do everything, but just get the book and then you understand what I'm talking about. It's a book. When you start reading, you'll be able to, it's like series. Very, very addictive. I'm doing the marketing, but I'm saying the truth. You understand? I'm saying the facts. Although I'm marketing a book for you to buy. But you come and tackle me. You wouldn't walk.